Yo, yo, yo. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Happy April Fool's Day. Do people still do April Fool's stuff? I remember back in the day, everyone used to say, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm like, April Fools. Silly stuff. All right, let's see what's going on in the markets today. So Goldie had an amazing Asian session. In fact, sorry, where are my manners? Hello to the chat, Anna, Benny, Yeehaw, what's up? So yeah, gold was pushing last night. Nice push during Asian session. Didn't quite get to retest the highs during London, but where did we get to? So pushed up, 240 pips. Now we're pulling back, but gold is ranging right now. So we've got a nice 4-hour resistance at 31.44, call it 31.45. And then we have a support at 31.17, 31.18, that area. Still respecting the previous 4-hour low. We could be getting a continuation pattern because we have, this candle has looked like this for quite a while now. It's just been ranging, like I said, on the lower time frames. So if we can fill this wick, I would be looking for downtrend structure on the lower time frames to at least fill the wick or break the low. And then my first target would be this 4-hour support. Below that, I'm looking for the next support. Yeah, because the daily support is way down there off the charts. So yeah, 4-hour to 4-hour levels on gold. Obviously still very bullish. So if I can get some buys back up, that would be great. So where's so yeah, it's a 4-hour support up here now. The 4-hour resistance, sorry. 4-hour support is here. Cool, let's put that on. I did have all these levels marked out earlier, but I was doing some editing. Whitfield video drops today. I scheduled it for later on. Can't remember exactly what time, but it is ready. Finally got it sent back to me. Okay, so with gold, if we can get a closure above 31.36, then I am looking for buys back up. Obviously still bullish, daily still bullish. 4 hours weak bullish right now, but I'd rather trade with the trend. Definitely. So earlier on, I did take some gold buys. It was loosely based on the 15-minute, but it was more about the retest of this broken resistance. So if it's in the Discord, I don't know if you know or if you saw, I mentioned a retest of 31.25. After this pullback from the highs, we filled this whole push. We retraced this whole push up during Asian. I was thinking if we did get a nice support. So we retested, like we got close and then pushed up. If this 7:30 candle had broken this high, it was very close. If it broke this high, I would have been in buys anticipating, price to retrace and continue up. But it didn't. It came very close. It didn't break. We came back down. And I finally got the retest of this broken resistance that I was looking for. It's a strong level. We tested the daily flip. It came down. Once price tapped it and then rejected and started pushing back up, I actually got into a trade right. It was a little bit higher. My trade was, 31, 26, 40, I believe. Yeah, it was about 40. And then I got 75 pips out of that. I remember thinking I'm going to hold it until it pushes all the way up. So it actually came up past where I wanted to get out here. 31.36, about 100 pips. But what happened was price pushed up and I was holding, and then I saw it coming back down. So I closed. About 75 pips. I closed on its way back down. I'm pretty glad I did, because we just had this range for the next couple hours. But that was quite a decent trade. 25 pip stop. Boom. So I like to take some of those. If I call a level, especially if it's a break and retest, I don't mind getting in like close to that area if I see I'm getting a bit of a rejection. So I couldn't use the 30-minute time frame. So I just dropped down to the 15, saw the bounce, and then when the candle flipped, I got in. And I had a decent stop loss. So it was only about 25, 26 pips. But that was a nice little trade up. Right, pound yen. Pound yen is falling. Did miss an initial trade, but I mean, we've broken yesterday's low. We've broken support, daily support. If price is going to continue back into this range, then yeah, we might be going back down on pound yen. I was quite bullish, but once Friday closed below this support, and then yesterday I was still quite bullish because we closed with a weak bearish candle. But now that we've filled the wick and broken the low, I think GJ is coming back into the range. I'm not sure how strong yen is going to be against the pound, but bear in mind all the tariff stuff is starting tomorrow, and I think that's weighing heavily on price action. But right now, if this daily closes above this support, so if it closes above 192.65, potentially GJ can buy back up. I'm still bullish because we're above this. Remember, we have this strong resistance right here. This is the first resistance, and then here. So I wanted to clean up the chart a bit. So let's call it, this is the first strong resistance. So 192.1. If we can stay above, I think it's good. It looks like we're making a bottom wick for this daily. And then the next resistance is 192 point. I had it at like 0.7 just to round it off. If we wick up above there, then I'm still quite bullish on pound yen. 4 hour obviously is very bullish. We're dropping, so we're coming into this 4 hour support, 192.35. I want to see how this 4 hour candle closes, but again, you can see it's quite a strong level. So we're in an area where we can get a bounce up on pound yen. If we drive through this area and continue sell off, then I'm back to the bearish bias on GJ. We have a resistance at 193 point. Well, it's at the daily flip, so I won't put it in. See, I've got this support here on the 4 hour. Got this old daily resistance. I'm going to take this off for now just to clean up the chart a little bit. But that daily resistance, it's more for the end of the day to see where price closed, if we respect that resistance or not. So it's not going to affect any of my trades during this session, but the 4 hour support will. So we know what GJ likes to do, retest these 4 hour levels. So let's see if 192.3 holds. If not, then I'm aiming for the next support, which is 60 pips away. My math's probably a bit off. Yeah, 60 pips away. Okay, it's not that bad. Good, cool. So yeah, pound yen, I was actually looking for some sells this morning below 193.48. So we came close at 8 o'clock. We pushed down, we broke all these wicks to the left, and then just before the candle closed, pushed up and closed right above the support. Then we had this push down, which I think could have got 20 pips out of, maybe even a bit more. So 30 pips, and then we pushed up. This candle kind of looked like it was going to close below the what candle? 10 o'clock candle. I wasn't actively trading, but I was looking for like a break and retest. So we pushed up, nearly retested the daily flip, came close, and then we just started to drop. But by then it was a bit too far into this range for me. Like at 11:30 is when I usually start actively trading again. But I had this wick here and I didn't like that it was this close to the support, so I was waiting for a closure below. By the time I saw it, it was gone. It was just gone. But this would have been a perfect closure below. Very nice stop loss. Like 35 pips, or entry candle would have been like 9 pips. And then push down to the 4-hour support. So now I'm seeing if this support holds. If this 4-hour support holds, then I'll be looking for some buys back up, retrace this drop. If it doesn't, then I'm aiming for the next support down. Afternoon, Rosie, afternoon. So yeah, new month, new money. Let's get it. Let's get it. Gold was playing all morning. Do you know what gold was? It was. The only thing I liked about gold today was this push back up. Even the drop happened so early. When I actually started looking at the charts, it was just pushing down. It was just pushing down, and then once it broke this low, it was gone. It just fell. Crazy drop. All the way down. All the way down. And we continue sort of creating downtrend structure. You know, we had a support. Then we got this resistance. And we sold down. Tapped into the daily. And yeah, just been ranging now for hours, unfortunately. So now we just need to see with gold if we can break out this range. We do have news today for gold. 3 o'clock. Some 3 o'clock news. It's 2 lots of news as well. Jolts and ISM service manufacturing, I think, is today. Let me see. Yep. Manufacturing PMI and Jolts job openings. Back to 3 o'clock news. It wasn't that bad when it was at 2. Didn't seem that late in the day. But gold could be waiting for that news before we get some volume. When was the last? Let's go back and see what happened the last time. So 3 p.m. March the 3rd. Okay, March the 3rd is for the manufacturing PMI. We didn't have jolts on that day. So March the 3rd. So this was, wow, this was services, manufacturing PMI. It's a big push. So we had a little drop, 31 pips. It's 118 pip push up. 118 pips. Crazy push. So, and that was, yeah, numbers came out as forecast, so it wasn't even no difference. Wasn't better, wasn't worse. Came out as expected. Okay, and Jolts. I don't remember Jolts doing much last time. It was March the 11th. So it seems kind of soon. Seems like it's happening kind of quick compared to the last one. It's not even been a month. So let's see, March 11th. Oh, someone's at my door. Give me 1 second. So I had to answer the door downstairs. Okay, so where were we? Jolts in June. Jolts, sorry, not Jolts in June. Jolts March the 11th. So this was not Jolts. Jolts was March the 11th at 3 o'clock. That was here. Not as nice as the manufacturing PMI, but we had a 57 pip push up, then a little retracement, and it just looked like gold was, well, ranging, to be honest. So I think, I think the news today would be based on the movement. The volume has probably come from the services PMI, most likely. But I just hope we don't range until then. You saw how we were ranging last time. We had Jolts. Pound yen. This was such a nice break and retest. I've noticed with pound yen that we'll have a move, like we'll drop, and then that period where I don't trade, or you know, that crossing over from London to pre-NY, we do get a pullback, and then we continue. Have you guys noticed that? This is why I don't take trades in here, because it's not like you get faked out, but yeah, you kind of do get faked out. I was actually thinking if price closed above this support, then we were going to have a fake out to go back up, but because of the time that it happened, I didn't take anything. If it was any other time, if this happened like at 8 o'clock and the candle closed above, like and the 8:30 candle was going to be my entry candle, I would have been taking buys. I would have, if this was an 8 o'clock candle, I would have been in buys to push up. But yeah, considering it happened between sort of 9 and 11, nah. Alright, so we're at the 4-hour support now. GJ ran all that way. Can't believe this GJ sell-off. Yeah, GJ is really moving. Let's see if it holds at this 4 hour support. Then where's the next 4 hour resistance? Oh yeah, right up here at the daily flip. So let's see if we get a little bounce, if we get a support formed off here, push up. So JPY, the yen won't stay bullish for long. Pound is the stronger currency. I do believe that. So I sent out an article this morning in the Discord about it was about the yen and it was about USD, but it's still, you can still apply it to GJ because you're looking at the yen and how that's trading. So there are some things that are bullish for the yen right now, which are the fact that their government want to raise interest rates. That's usually quite bullish for a currency, raising interest rates. And also the fact that they're going to do that and disregard sort of the tariffs that Trump's got coming. But then the tariffs is also what's weighing down the pound. Again, because all that stuff starts tomorrow. But there are a lot of countries that are talking about doing reciprocal tariffs, which are basically means a retaliation to the tariffs that are being put on them. So it might balance it out, might have a good impact, might have a bad impact. We don't really know yet, which is what's causing so much volatility, and pairs are going up and down. We don't have a strong trend. So that's where that's all coming from. But yeah, fundamentally I'm bullish on pound yen because I do think the pound is a stronger currency. And all the car stuff that Trump is doing, I think that's what it is. I think more so than the tariffs, it's the automobile business that will affect the yen and Japan. They do a lot of exports, don't they? I think they rely on exports a lot, especially with their cars, Japanese cars. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to get so much volume and volatility while all of this is playing out because it's still relatively new. Trump hasn't He's just about been in office for 2 months. He's done so much. He's done so much. Gold still falling. Let's see how pound yen closed. Pound yen closed right on the support, right on top of it. Wow. Wow. Let's see what it's looking like to the left. Okay, so we've got clean candles down on the lower time frame, but we know there's a 4-hour support here. Lovely, lovely retest of this key level. Another retest of 31.25 for gold or Asian lows. Where are the Asian lows? Let's check it out. Okay, so 31.20. I'm gonna mark this since it's quite a significant level. So yeah, I mean, gold right now, it is looking it's obviously not bearish overall, but it does look like we are going to sell down from these highs. Yeah, we've created a double top on a 30-minute time frame. So if it breaks this low here, that would be the neckline. The neckline would be like so 86 pips. So the pattern would kind of end around here, 31.19, about 31.19. Let's see if we get a new low, if we can close below. But for now, the daily is staying bullish. It didn't really flip bearish much. Dun, dun, dun. Now pound yen. I'm in two minds about pound yen. I do think we can get a bit more of a sell-off, but I do believe it's just reacting to this 4-hour support, because you know it is a strong level right here. So maybe we get either downtrend structure or like a continuation pattern to continue down. That's kind of what I'm anticipating. Where are we going, GJ? We still going down 60 pips to the next 4-hour support, and then we are fully back in this range that we finally broke out of a couple weeks ago. This area here was, man, down here was a nightmare. End of Feb, this price action was the worst. It was the worst. Now we finally got a push up and push back down. Yeah, it was very difficult. Well, I think we did catch some trades in that. Sometimes you can play the range. I couldn't take any trades on pound yen just yet. I need some structure first, definitely. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2.5 hours of just bearish candles. One bullish candle in between. 2.5 hours. One bullish candle on a 15. Gold don't just range for 2 hours. It could do 2 more hours, I should say, because it has been ranging all morning. All morning. Dum, dum, dum. GJ, don't run without us. Anyone catch any trades today? Anyone catch any of the moves? Anything out of this session? No, not out of this session. I guess London. Oh good, the news still goes off. Perfect. But you got into the GJ cells earlier. Is that the one you were talking about, the impulse entry? Those cells. That was nice. Yeah, those ones. Cool. Before price ran back on me. So that was, I think it was here you were talking about, right? The impulse entry. So yeah, it did push down like to 32 pips, nearly 40 pips. Yeah, you're right, price, it did just run back. But I know you closed some partials out. So yeah, you're good. Partialed out. Like sometimes I close partial, sometimes I hold full. Yeah, sometimes I'll close full, and it literally depends on the time that I've taken a trade. It will depend on, you know, the price action, what's going on. If it's a counter trend trade, I'm definitely going to close, like lock in quickly. It definitely varies for me, but most of the time it's the same. But if I really believe in a trade, then I'll hold full and then just lock in a certain amount of pips. If I see price pulling back, like today with this gold trade, what would I drop? Yeah, today with this gold trade, the reason even though I did anticipate that price was gonna push all the way back up, I was looking for a retest of the highs at 31.46 when I got in down here. You know, I was thinking gold is going to retrace, but once it pushed up and it didn't quite reach this resistance, like this first roadblock, and then it pushed up and started to come back down, I let it retrace 10 pips. But it did what it does when, you know, as soon as the candle opens, it pushes up first without creating that bottom wick. That's what happened here. It pushed up, and I thought, all right, if it's going to create a bottom wick, the way it pushed up with no bottom wick, I said this thing's going to pull back on me. So that's why I closed the trade. I didn't want it to pull all the way back, but I mean, if you look at the price action, I think it was the best decision for me. It was getting kind of late into the session as well, so I don't really like holding trades over this time. It's kind of when it ranges. And yeah, because I got in just before 9, and then we had this push up at 9 o'clock, and then after that I didn't really want to be actively managing the trade, especially during my cutoff time. So I thought, let me just close it, leave it there, come back, and then try to get something for NY session. But yeah, GJ is holding nicely at this support. Said love a good 4-hour support on GJ. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. Now I would love to get a nice retracement. Get a nice retracement. Push back up. 43 minutes until this 4-hour candle closes. Maybe a continuation pattern, maybe to continue down. But if we get a good support, maybe we pull back up to this broken support level 192.85, like a retest before coming back down. Something similar to what happened this morning. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a trade on gold until post 3 p.m. news, the way that it's looking right now. Okay, GJ looks like it's gonna sell off in the last 10 minutes of this candle. Right, what we're gonna do in this next 8 minutes. This gold range, man. When gold is ready to move, it moves. But then once it wants to range, I feel like you're stuck in it for ages. Thought gold was going to give us a little push up there. GJ continuation pattern. It kind of looks like that's what it's gonna do, right? It does look like it. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So that would be 23 pip stop loss, which is not bad at all. It's not bad at all. I do like the stop loss size. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Who's at my door now? Do. All right, we've got what, just under 3 minutes before this candle closes. Yeah, I think we're going to get the move on pound yen before we get the move on gold. Doesn't look like gold's trying to do anything just yet. And we got highs, got a low, but we got a higher low. This is definitely a no trade range. Not touching anything inside this range. Alright, so pound yen, it didn't really give me the continuation pattern because this isn't, it's not a rejection candle, it's not a weak bearish support. If this was weak bullish, then I'll be looking at sales below. But as it stands, we've got a longer body and a shorter wick. The wick is shorter than the body, so it doesn't look like a weak support. It could still happen, but I prefer it to have push down, you know, weak body. Yeah, so nothing there for me. Gold obviously still just closed inside this range. GJ buys. This would be a good place to buy from, to be honest, because it's coming off of a 4-hour support. We've got a nice 30-minute support here. The only thing I'm quite cautious of is that even if it does buy up, it doesn't buy up too much, and we get a lower high. So we could sell, because this is the last resistance up here. Because this is the last resistance, and this is the first support it's created on a 30-minute. If GJ pushes back, pulls back, I'm looking for either a retest of here to potentially come back down, or a push up, maybe this support to come back down. But basically it could create a lower high anywhere below this resistance, anywhere. But yeah, the buyers, it makes sense because it's pushing up from this level. I wish this was a stronger candle. If this candle had closed, you know, just a bit higher up, maybe even engulfed this candle, I would definitely be on buyers in the next candle. Gold still doing nothing. I mean, a break of that high, this entry low, what's that, 13.5 pips? The only problem with this trade is, yes, it's counter trend. It's counter trend. That's really what the problem is. It's not a bad stop loss though, 13.5 pips. Yeah, I might go for that, you know. Because pushing up from this 4-hour support, we've created a nice support. Maybe we just get a little bit of a push up. I'm aiming for it to retest this broken level. Yeah, I'm going to get into some buys once we break this high. Alright, where's GJ? And get this ready. It's only 13 pips stop loss. Or should I give it even this? Yeah, 22 pip stop. I use previous low, and then if it pushes up, I'll reduce the stop. So I'm getting about there. Damn, I got tapped in real quick. Real quick. It's mainly the 4-hour support. If there wasn't a 4-hour support there that GJ was pushing up from, that's what's giving me a bit more confidence in the trade. So I hope we get a bit more of a pullback, even if it's just to create some structure to continue down. Now that we've broken this previous high, I think there's a higher probability that we push up a little bit more. But yeah, I think we retrace this drop just a little bit more. So if price, how big is this stop loss? Stop loss isn't even big, so 23 pips. But if GJ comes back and breaks its own low, then I'm gonna close some there, maybe a little higher than that. Most likely be a little higher if it sort of gets back to its candle open. If it's open, the candle's open, then yeah, I might close a bit. I want to see how fast it drops, see the volume. If it does push back, if there's a lot of volume, then I'll lock it in a bit earlier. But from here, I like a retracement. Nice. Okay, 5 pips up right now. Where's 20 pips? So you can get to like at least 20. It's about here. This should be a very nice retest. Should be a very nice retest off that 4-hour level as well. Come on, let's get a win today. Let's get a win for April Fools. Start of the birthday month. Let's get it. Perfect. If we break this high, it's looking very good. Come on. Yep. Let's go. This is quite a decent push. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my stop loss from now. Now it's only a 13 pip stop loss. So let me move it over here. There's quite a way for it to come back. So if it pulls all the way back, then yeah, this trade is done for anyway. And then risk management. I think if it comes back to entry, I might still close some, but it's not very far away, is it? Let's see. 8 pips. Yeah, I probably will still close half if it comes back to entry. Because it pushed up, what, 10 pips? And that'd be a big pullback. It would be a 18.5%, 19 pip pullback. $52.5. Yo. What's up? Got to 10 pips. I know, right? I still have faith in GJ. I still have faith. I still have faith. It's only like 3 pips away from entry. Gold still in the range. Okay, I ain't gonna worry about gold. Come on, GJ, let's go. The current 30 minutes should not flip. I know it shouldn't, but if it does, I'm gonna close some partials. I'm gonna close 50%, even though the stop loss is very, very small anyway. Hopefully not, but you know, you never know with pound yen. I think it retraces a bit more of this push down, to be fair. We got all the way back to, where did we get to? 192.6. 15 pips. Go on, get back into the 50s. The volume will kick in soon. Always the last 10 minutes of the candle. You know how it goes. Okay, 15-minute created a support. That's a good sign. It's a good sign. See what gold's up to. Nothing much. Getting very close to oh yep, let me hit my magic keys. Yeah, I'm closing 50% here. That candle pushed down a bit too much for me. I think it's just a little bit lower than this, but it's around here anyway. Right where the candle opened, I've closed 50%. And that means the previous, this 15 is going to break the previous 15-minute low. Yeah, it wasn't looking good when this candle pulled back this much, the previous 15. Crazy, we did get to about 10 pips. About 10 pips on the trades. Didn't want to push up anymore. But I do think we get a retracement on pound yen. Not much, but at least, you know, some of this drop. I think some of this drop gets retraced. All right, last 10 minutes. Especially from this 4-hour support. We've got a new 4-hour candle about to open as well. Let's see what the 4 hours looking like on GJ. Well, obviously very bearish. And looks like it's gonna close above this previous support too. Is that what you're gonna do, GJ? Alright, we're back in profits. So 8 pips. Close partials at 8 pips. Just got to survive the 4-hour bottom wick. But hopefully in the next 8 minutes we push up. Gives us a bit of room. Doom, doom. Oh, GJ, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Just hovering around entry. Gold, nothing. What's this yen news? Manufacturers index. Not really much impact there. Into the slight head and shoulders pattern. No, I don't see it, to be honest with you. Oh my god, GJ. That's it. We're really not going to push. Come on, just go up a little bit more. Nothing crazy. Just fill that wick to the left. There we go. There we go. Come on, 3 minutes. Push up as quick as you push back down. This was an April Fool's. This push up, that's what it was. It was an April Fool's joke. So 10 pips is all you're gonna get. Nah, I still like it. I still like the push up. I mean, it's the 15 minutes creating bullish structure. We've got a resistance, a support, and a higher low. So I still think we go up a little bit. It's just now we've got to wait for the 4-hour bottom wick. So hopefully it doesn't pull down, retest this this support before it pushes back up. Damn, look at that drop back. That was a nasty pullback. Candles are still trending up. They are. That's the crazy thing about this trade right now. Like the 15-minute candles are breaking highs and respecting lows. So you ain't lying about that. The candles are still trending. They're just not really pushing. All right, new 4-hour candle. Oh, no bottom wick. No bottom wick. And I've got a little gap on my broker too. Crazy work, crazy work, crazy. I'm thinking whether to close it at break even. Just like close the trade here. I'd be at break even. It's like 8 pips. I'll be just above break even. Because of the 50% that I closed. But this candle is going to come back and make a bottom wick. So new 4-hour candle. I hate when the candle pushes up first. Gold continuation pattern. I would not touch it inside this range though. Definitely not. Definitely not. but I do think gold pushes up to the top of that resistance right here. So 31.36. Yeah, I thought I saw it here. That's it. Break that previous 1 hour high. Oh, without a bottom wick though. On the 4 hour too. This is not looking good. I'd love for it to push up before it comes back down. That would be nice, but yeah, I don't know. It's got to come back and make this bottom wick. No bottom wick is a killer, right? All I had to do was just make a little bottom wick. This is a small one. It didn't even have to be big. Then just push up. Then it's free to come back down whenever it wanted after that. But yeah, that's a shame really. And gold's looking good to push up. Where did this candle open? So it needs to get to 192.56. 192.56. Just to make a little bottom wick. Then do his thing. Nearly got back to 10 pips. Alright, looks like we're finally going to get this bottom wick. So it actually looks a lot closer on my broker than it does on TradingView. Why does it keep moving back? This is some very, very weird price action right now. I never like when the candle moves in one direction first anyway, like in the opposite direction of the trade I want to take. So I might just, the fact that it has no bottom wick, that's really what's concerning me right now. Not even the fact that it's going to push. So I think once I get to 10 pips, again, I'm just going to close the trades and then wait for another entry. I think, yeah, be just above break even because I closed partials at about 8 pips. So yeah, 192.625, 192.625. I'm just gonna lock it in. I know it's got to come down for that bottom wick. The candle can't not have a 4-hour bottom wick. I mean, it can, but I just don't see it. And if it doesn't make it now, it's definitely gonna come back for it before it closes. I prefer if it does it sooner rather than later, but oh, coming down, we're gonna get it. Okay, it's created a bottom wick on my broker. Yeah, my broker's created a bottom wick. Perfect. All right, we got a bottom wick. It's nothing crazy, but it's there. It's definitely there. It was non-existent before. All right, all it's got to do is re-break the highs and push up now. All right, gold coming up to this resistance again. Continuation patterns playing out. I love that. Love that. Not 16 pips. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a nice entry there, but you know. All right, GJ push. Now GJ's got its bottom wick. I don't mind if it pushes now. Gold's pushing. Gold tapped into this resistance. GJ's pushing. Let's go. Come on. Perfect, 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 perfect. Let's get to 20 pips. Might just close the whole position. Alright, we're at 12 pips, 12.7 pips, 13, nearly 14, 14. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Come on, keep going. We're nearly there. Now, because I only got half position on, there's no point me closing 80%, so I'm just going to end up closing full. But I think pound yen, we get a retest of this broken support at least, before it wants to come back down. 33 pips away from entry. Beautiful. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm actually at 20 pips at 72.5, but I didn't close it. I didn't close it quick enough. My 20 pips is actually there. I'm good, I'm good. Beautiful, beautiful. I got my dub with half a position. Guess it's good enough for April Fool's Day. Good enough for April Fool's Day. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. Nice trade. Yep, good job if you took it. Nice trade. It was tough holding on with no bottom wick, right? right. But you know, a win is a win. I'll take it. And see you guys back here tomorrow where we have ADP. That's gonna make some lunch. But let me just do a quick, how could I forget? I was about to just leave. Right, so gold, if gold closes above 31.36, then I'm looking for buys up, back to retest the highs. If gold closes below 31.25, back in this range, I think we push down to this 4-hour support, maybe a retest there. If we break below this support, then I think we get a bit of a sell-off. I'm not really seeing a sell-off on gold yet, but it depends on what this news does at 3. Nice, thank you, Anna. Thank you. Yeah, so just be mindful of that news that's at 3 o'clock. I am going to be watching to see how it plays out. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. How's GJ doing? GJ still pushing. I think with GJ, if it doesn't retrace this whole move, then I think it retests this support and it comes back down. That's what I'll be looking for. Like if it's going to continue the sells, but you know, we are pushing up from this 4-hour support, which was the main bias for these buys, even though the daily is very, very bearish. The daily is bearish. The 4-hour is currently bullish. And if we get a retrace, here would be the perfect place to start. Right? So, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.